We're in Yorkshire, Bob.
Yorkshire, aye.
Yeah. Wensleydale, in fact.
This is where my roots are, Yorkshire.
This is like your ends, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was born in Yorkshire, and I shall die here.
No, you won't.
I
You'll
will.
die in Tunbridge Wells with your hedge fund mates.
So tell me about this grayling.
Good morning and welcome back to the diary. A morning, or a day I should say, full of firsts for me today. This is the first time I've tried fishing the stick float on the river. Trotting a stick float has been something I've purposely avoided because it looked, I don't know, just a tad complicated, a bit demanding. Anyway, I've weakened, and today, first day with a stick float. Another first, it's the first time I've ever used a closed face reel. New toy, takes a little bit of getting used to, messing around in the garden yesterday, but so that's a first as well. And whether we can catch any fish on this kit just remains to be seen. Where am I? Well, back on the Spate River in Yorkshire, although actually calling it a Spate River is not doing it any favours at the moment. It's very low, the flow is very slow. Perhaps you expert stick float fishers will say too slow, but we'll give it a go. Maggots, little meat cubes, some bread, and we'll just see if we can get the swim started. As I always say to you, or I haven't said to you for perhaps a while, I'll be back if anything exciting happens. So first cast with the new kit. Well, that bit went well. Don't know whether you can see that. That's the otter. Well, I've been at it about an hour, feeding regularly and all those sort of things you're supposed to do, and at last a fish. Little dace by the look of it, maybe. Turns out to be a little choblet. My first ever fish on a stick float. Fantastic. Well, second fish. Not quite sure what this one is. But it was hooked at distance, which I was quite pleased about, to be honest. Here it comes. Another little choblet. A bit bigger choblet, but a choblet nonetheless. Isn't that absolutely beautiful? In miniature, obviously. Perhaps I'm beginning to attract a few fish. I've been feeding continuously with maggot and the odd cubes of meat. So perhaps, just perhaps, I'm beginning to get some fish in the swim. Well, that's 3 hours in, and whilst it's it's quite good fun sort of steering the float through the swim, it's not proving very productive. The two small chublets are the only fish I've actually got to the net. I've missed a couple of bites, but that's it. So it's not exactly providing a lot of excitement. I'm actually fishing through at 12 feet. It's 12 feet and I'm not catching snag in the bottom. So it's obviously a very deep stretch. And I think I might try somewhere else, to be honest. If I can find some water that's a bit faster and a little bit shallower, that might make the difference. So I'll give it another hour or so here, and then if nothing exciting happens, then I might make a move. Okay, first cast in the new spot, and a slightly more substantial fish, I think. Right, well, after a long warm walk, spot number 2. I couldn't find any faster water. It's all at a very steady flow. Obviously the river's at summer level at the minute, and there's a little bit of colour in it, but a little bit more colour wouldn't do any harm. But not a bad start. First cast with the stick float, first trot down, and then another little chublet. And you'll have seen I decided to hedge my bets a bit, and I've stuck a chub rod out with a feeder and a piece of meat as bait. So we've got that as a sort of banker, just in case there's a better fish in the area. Wish me luck. Well, fish number 2. First dace of the day. Lovely. This one may be slightly bigger. Well, I don't mind that snag down there. I think I'm slightly more confident than I was when I started this morning. I've had a lot of dace now, and a lot of small chub, and I'm quite enjoying it, to be honest. Despite the sort of vertical learning curve that's been involved, and it is, look at that, what do you make of that? It is fun, as is all float fishing, but the one thing I'm still not completely happy about is the reel. it's taken a bit of getting used to be honest, and I'm going to have to talk. I think I'm going to need to take some advice from somebody who is a lot more experienced than me with the close face reel. This is where Facebook pages come in handy. Well, that's a better one. I got an audience, which frankly I could do without it. That's the last thing I needed. The great bunch of beasts like that looking over your shoulder, at best unpredictable. A bit difficult to relax while they're there, mate, I'll tell you. Seem to have managed to chase them off, but beasts being beasts, inquisitive animals, I suspect they'll be back. Get top. There's always one. What about you? You make me nervous. Okay. That's the stamp of fish, but there's been a lot of them, so I've been grateful for that. I think best described as an eventful day. Turned into a rodeo at one stage, and I don't like those animals when they're looking over your shoulder, as I said earlier. So that's it for today. I've enjoyed it. I've learnt a lot. As I say, I'm a little bit dubious about these reels, which seem to have a habit of playing up at the most inopportune moment. But other than that, I've really enjoyed it. If you've watched it this far, thank you very much. I do appreciate it. It's probably a carp session next, I suspect. So if you can join me for that one, you'd be very welcome. Till then, bye for now.